Welcome to English Simple Hub. I was sitting at my desk this morning looking at the research for today's deep dive, and I was genuinely confused for a second.
Yeah.
Yeah, usually we're wading through these really complex articles, geopolitics, AI, that sort of thing.
Right. Heavy topics.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And today, right at the top of the file, it just said, walking.
Just walking.
Just walking. And I thought, okay, has there been a mistake? Are we really going to spend 20 minutes talking about putting one foot in front of the other? It felt a little bit, well, pedestrian, forgive the pun.
It does sound deceptively simple, doesn't it?
It really does.
But that is exactly the trap. It's a classic wolf in sheep's clothing scenario.
Okay.
Because if you're in the IELTS speaking test, part 1, and the examiner asks you about walking, your brain just sort of relaxes. You think, oh, great, easy topic.
I walk. I have legs. I can do this.
Right. I walk to the shops. Done. But if you do that, if you treat it as just a simple chat, you've missed a massive opportunity.
Right. And that's our mission today, isn't it? We are decoding the secrets to scoring a band 9. And we're using this seemingly boring topic to do it.
Exactly. We're showing that the topic itself, walking, mirrors, chocolate, whatever it is, it doesn't actually matter.
It's irrelevant.
It's just a vehicle. It's a container. Your job as the candidate is to fill that container with, high-level vocabulary, complex grammar, idioms.
So you take a mundane question and you perform.
You perform. That's the perfect word. You're not just answering, you're demonstrating your ability.
Okay, so let's unpack this. We have 4 specific questions from our source material. Let's get into it. The examiner hits record, looks at you, and asks, do you walk a lot?
Right. And the first hurdle is just how you start. It is so easy to say, yes, I do, or no, honestly, I don't.
Which are fine answers, but they're not spattle.
They're band 6 answers. They work, but they don't shine. Our source gives us this fantastic, simple upgrade. Instead of just honestly, you say, to be perfectly honest.
To be perfectly honest, it's just 2 extra words. Does it really make that much of a difference?
Oh, it's a huge difference. It's all about the rhythm and the tone. Honestly can sound like a nervous filler word.
Like a little hiccup, yeah.
Exactly. But to be perfectly honest is a deliberate discourse marker. It signals you're about to say something considered, maybe something a bit personal. It adds weight.
And it buys you a split second of thinking time, too.
Precisely. It creates that natural pause. And then what comes next is where the magic really happens. The source example follows up with, I've just got a Fitbit thingy.
Okay, hang on. Stop the tape. You have to talk about Fitbit thingy.
I thought you'd like that one.
Because if I put thingy in a university essay, I'd be in serious trouble. But you're saying it's a band 9 strategy.
For speaking part 1, absolutely. This is what so many students misunderstand. It's a test of spoken English. Thingy is a vague language strategy. It's a placeholder.
So it's for when you can't remember the word.
It can be, but it's more than that. It shows you can cope with a vocabulary gap without your fluency just collapsing.
Right.
A lower level student, they forget the word tracker, they freeze. They go, a wrist stock computer. The rhythm is dead. But a band 9 student just says, I've just got a Fitbit thingy, and keeps the flow going.
I see. So it's a kind of sophisticated informality.
Exactly. It signals confidence. And don't let the thingy distract you from the grammar there. I've just got.
That's the present perfect tense, right? I have just got.
It is, and examiners absolutely love it. It connects the past to the present. An action in the immediate past has a result right now.
The result being that I now own this device.
Exactly. If you can slip a present perfect sentence into the first 30 seconds, you are starting on very strong footing.
It sounds so much more active than I bought a Fitbit yesterday.
Much more. And the answer in the source then continues with, so I'm trying to walk more.
There's another tense, the present continuous, I am trying.
Right. Ongoing action. Not just I try, which is a habit, but I am trying, which is a current effort. And that mix switching tenses so effortlessly in one answer, that's what gets you the high score.
It paints a picture. You're not just a person who walks. You're a person who has bought something and is currently trying to change a habit.
You're telling a little micro story.
Okay, so you've navigated the first question. Now the examiner follows up with a comparison. Do you walk more often than in the past?
A classic past versus present question. And the source gives us a golden phrase here. Don't just say no. Say this. I'd be lying if I said yes.
I'd be lying if I said yes.
Yeah.
Wow. That's quite dramatic. It sounds like something out of a courtroom drama.
It's grammatical dynamite. That's a second conditional structure. I would be if I said...
So you're basically just saying no, but you're taking the scenic route.
You're taking the scenic route to show off the engine. You're telling the examiner, look at me, I can use conditionals to express a simple negative, and then you have to explain why.
And the source gives us a great vocabulary word for that, hectic.
Yes. Life is so hectic at the moment. It's such a great synonym for busy, but it's got more emotion. Busy is a fact. Hectic implies chaos, stress. It adds color.
And then there's the structure. The source says, so rather than walking, I take the bus.
Rather than, key phrase. And the rule is crucial. Rather than followed by a verb usually takes the ing form, rather than walking. It's a small detail, but it shows accuracy.
Okay, so life is hectic. We're taking the bus, but what's the root cause?
Oh.
And this brings us to my favorite idiom from this entire deep dive, the rat race.
The rat race. It's such a vivid image, isn't it?
It really is. I mean, you can just picture it. Rats in a maze, all scrambling for the cheese. It's so visceral.
And that's exactly what it describes, the highly competitive world of modern work. If you live in a major city, you are probably in the rat race. It explains why we don't have time to walk.
It's a bit depressing, but it sounds fantastic in an exam. Living in the rat race means that, sadly, I think the majority of us are walking less.
And did you catch the grammar nuance there? The majority of us are.
Ugh. Subject-verb agreement. Tricky one.
Very tricky. But here, because we're talking about individuals, the plural are sounds much more natural. It's these tiny decisions that push you from a band 7 to a band 9.
So we're stuck in this rat race. Life's hectic. Before we look at the future of walking, I just want to pause for a second. We're talking about global English standards, and I know we have listeners from all over the map. So I'm genuinely curious. Pause the episode for just a second and comment down below, which country are you watching from? Are you in a rat race city? Or somewhere a bit more relaxed? Let us know.
Yeah, that's always fascinating to see. The context changes the language so much.
It really does. Okay, moving on. The examiner has asked about the present, the past. Now for a prediction. Question 3. Do you think people will walk more in the future?
This is where candidates tend to get wishy-washy. They say, maybe, I don't know, it depends. The source says, come out swinging. Start with, no, absolutely not.
No, absolutely not. Shuts it right down. I like the confidence.
It establishes authority. You can always soften it later, but start strong. And then you back it up with some great idioms for time management.
Like pressed for time.
Yes. Everyone is pressed for time. It means you're under pressure, like time itself is squeezing you.
And because we're pressed for time, we are. Rushing from A to B.
A great little phrase, from A to B. It implies the journey doesn't matter, only the destination. There's no time to enjoy the walk.
And then the source drops a phrase that's, well, it's pretty heavy. But it's a powerhouse. It's a sad reality.
It's a sad reality. This is an advanced collocation, words that just naturally go together. It describes something that's unfortunately true.
The source gives a really intense example to show how to use this, doesn't it?
It is intense, yes. But it's to demonstrate the weight of the phrase. The sentence is, it is a sad reality that today's generation is growing up in a world where mass shootings and killings are the norm.
Wow. Yeah, that got dark very quickly.
It's a heavy example, for sure. But linguistically, it's perfect. We're not getting into the politics, just looking at the language. You use sad reality for these big, negative societal truths.
Right. It carries gravity. And the end of that sentence are the norm.
The norm, something that has become usual. So bringing it back to walking, it is a sad reality that nobody walks anymore. It has become the norm. It's a very sophisticated way to give a negative opinion.
It definitely elevates your speech.
Instantly. You sound like you're analyzing a trend, not just complaining.
Okay, so we've predicted a bleak future. Now, the examiner brings it back to you. Question 4. Where do you usually take a walk?
A habits question. And here, we pivot away from that heavy academic tone. We want to show range, show we can be casual. The source suggests the phrase, grab 5 minutes.
If I can grab 5 minutes on my lunch break, yeah, I use this all the time. Let's grab a coffee, let's grab a table.
It's extremely common in spoken English. It implies you're stealing a small amount of time from a busy schedule.
But big warning here, right? Context is everything.
Huge warning. Do not write, the government needs to grab a solution in your essay. That's a disaster. Keep this one for speaking.
Got it. And when you grab those 5 minutes, you're getting a bit of fresh air.
The natural partner phrase. I went for a walk to get a bit of fresh air. It sounds so much better than to get some oxygen.
It really does. Now, there's one last clever vocabulary swap. about how often this happens. The source suggested a rare happening.
Yes, and this is a hack. The formal word is occurrence.
Occurrence. Yeah, that's a nightmare to pronounce.
It's a nightmare, especially under pressure. You stumble, you lose fluency marks. So the source suggests a simpler but still correct alternative. It is a rare happening.
Happening just rolls right off the tongue.
It's easy. It flows. And the lesson is don't choose a word you can't pronounce. Fluency and confidence matter more than trying to use the most difficult word you know.
That's such practical advice. Better to be clear with happening than to choke on occurrence.
100%. The examiner's listening for that flow.
Okay, so let's look at everything we've built up. We have Fitbit thingies for being casual, the rat race for our busy lives, sad realities for serious observations.
And the grammar to back it all up, present perfect, continuous tenses, the second conditional, it's a full toolkit.
It is. We've covered a lot of rat races and Fitbit thingies today, so I want to hear from you guys again. Comment below which phrase that you learned today is your favorite. Which one are you actually going to use?
That's a good question.
To be perfectly honest, mine is the rat race. It just paints such a perfect picture.
I think my favorite has to be thingy. It's just so disarming. It shows you're so relaxed in the language that you can afford to be vague. That's real fluency.
It really is. So what's the big takeaway for our listeners prepping for their exam?
You have to shift your mindset. You see a simple topic like walking, and you don't think about shoes. You think about language opportunities. The mission is to mix that complex grammar with these natural idiomatic phrases.
It's the blend that creates the Band 9 profile, right? You're not just a professor, and you're not just a guy at a bar. You're both.
Exactly. And I want to point out a connection to the writing test.
Oh, yeah.
While you shouldn't use grab or thingy in an essay, phrases like the rat race, a sad reality, and pressed for time are actually excellent for a writing task too.
Really? The rat race in an essay?
Absolutely. If you're writing about work-life balance or urbanization, it's a legitimate term, and it is a sad reality. That is a fantastic opening for a body paragraph. So you're kind of double dipping today.
That's very efficient learning. I like it.
But you know, this whole deep dive raises a question for me. We've talked so much about being pressed for time, stuck in this rat race.
Yeah.
Well, if we're all too busy to even go for a walk, are we missing out on maybe the best way to clear our heads for the exam itself? We know walking boosts cognitive function. Maybe the best prep isn't cramming more vocabulary, but actually escaping the rat race for 20 minutes to get some fresh air.
That is a provocative thought. Maybe the secret to Band 9 isn't just learning the words, it's the walk itself.
It just might be.
Well, on that note, we're going to wrap up. We hope you feel a little more ready to tackle part 1, no matter how simple the topic might seem. Make sure to subscribe to the channel for more IELTS podcasts. We've got plenty more deep dives coming your way.
Happy studying, everyone.
See you next time.